Oh well. People like who feel stuck, or like their life is in suspension all the time. Sometimes you just gotta take exactly what you have and put everything on the line. Cause like it's the sound that go like, I can't go when I ain't ready. And it's like a little, like they call it a vibe song, but it's just like sometimes you just gotta go. You ain't ready now. I was watching this other video today, and people can easily focus so very much on the things they don't have yet, or things they don't have, or people are in different situations than them. Like somebody growing up in America, not feeling it, wishing they grew up somewhere across the water in another country. And there's people in the same country wishing they could have grew up in America. And it really just, it be exactly for the reason that the other person wants. Like, the reason that people want to come here got something to do with the reason we don't want to be here. But that's a bad example. Like, people who gotta live with a bunch of people wanting to have a place to themselves. And then people who live alone wishing they could have like a roommate or something. Or people in a relationship. It is weird. That's more different. But like every position got its ups and like its pros and cons. It's good things. It's twerks, perks, and then like things that come with it that you must deal with. The responsibility and the maintenance to that position. But like, I was thinking, like, well, not thinking, I've been going through it. Like, when I was a kid, all right, let me go back to like feeling stuck in life. Like, the stuff that be troubling me, as I look back, it is like one denominator with it all, and there's a couple people in my life who, when I was young, I have visions of them, like, not dying, but dying. Me being at a loss of them. And I would sit there and I would process them visions, and I would go through the emotions. Please, spit it out. Spit this out. Sit down. I'll go through them emotions and I'll feel them, like the sorrow, not guilt, but like their remorse type feeling. And like as time went on, I developed a fear of losing them very people. But like at the same time I was developing that fear, it was the same time that them people was being phased out of my life. And so like for the longest, I catch myself like laying in wait, like expecting, I don't know, expecting things from them people, or like signs from them people, or expecting things to happen that's outside of me. And like I ain't never felt at a loss about them people. I never felt like super duper attached to these people in the first place. Well, a few of them, yeah, of course. But it's weird. It's weird. Because people be talking about the line of natural order. And like your family, I don't like speaking on it, but it's natural for you to feel attached to maybe like your immediate family. But like this that I've been like dealing with, it's kind of, I never innately felt attached to them, but then the visions developed a fear of losing the attachment that I never really had, if that makes sense. But it's kind of manifested in my life as I don't know, like when you operate in fear, you might like sit on your hands while like your development passes you by. Like you'll sit on your hands while like a challenge is presented to you and you can't face it. I mean, you're supposed to face it, but you don't face it because you're sitting on your hands. And for not facing it, you're not getting that development or getting them like wins and like satisfactions from like that situation. Yo! Hey, now. No, but look. I really thought about this real good. Not real good, but it's kind of like the loop of being a loser. Like you at a loss for something. I'm at a loss for something I never had in the first place, and that's a whole trick in itself. Looking back, that fear was like planted in my toolbox. That wasn't really mine, you know? But I assumed it, like I adopted it. It's like a weed that's planted in your past. You gotta like pull them things out and check them, like, is this mine or is it not? Because, let me see something. Let me see. I made this thread. I'm gonna look it up. I don't know. Sometimes like, when you really feeling stuck, you gotta think about the thing that's upsetting you, the thing that's troubling you. Take the people out of the situation and actually personify the actual thing that's troubling you, and that's the spirit of the problem that you're dealing with. Like that's your fight. But even before the fight, it could be planted in your toolbox to be scared to face it in the first place. It's kind of what I'm trying to say. And that in itself is like a weapon formed against you, but it's yourself. That's something that's literally the internal conflict. And a lot of times, for a long time, I haven't like looked at it like that. It being an internal conflict. I try to simplify this to make it make sense for me, to make it easy for me. But what's easy to me ain't easy for the person right next to me. It's not like it's yeah, how that go. And then another thing with people who be focused on what's across the table or across the field, you don't know what's going on. All right, so for example, I live alone. I never ever in my life wanted to live alone, but like people's trying to tell me I need privacy to develop further, and like that was bullshit. But I don't need privacy. I need guidance. So, like, folks just really wanted me out the way. But it's somebody who would be catching a break if they could live by themselves. And then to me, I could be catching a break if I could live with folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. You can't focus so very much on a situation that's not yours. And then when you do have thoughts, you got to check them thoughts because they might not be yours. Like, this fear I had of losing these people, I been lost them. But I also been expecting things from that situation that was never finna happen, though. But also, it's like, I don't know, sometimes a lot of people just be born into a trick. And people get stuck on, oh, don't disturb the natural order of life. Like, plenty of people wasn't born into, like, this is Earth. This is Earth. Like, come on. But no, this thread, I'm find this thread real fast. Like, the devil can really use your own mind to, you know, trip yourself. The devil can use your own mind to, like, trip yourself. And it is, what's the word? Inconspicuous. Or inert. It's sneaky. Because you would never pin yourself to be somebody who's trying to hurt yourself. But, you know, a lot of the times when you think of, like, weapons formed against you, you would think the weapons would come from somebody outside of you. But it'd be the ones that be closest. And you closest to yourself, so. Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me get to it. I'm gonna find this thread, but it's this lady. It was this other lady that I seen, like, a little video, and she was saying, if you could see with your spiritual eyes, you would see 10 demons. I don't remember how she said it. You would see 10 demons to one side of you and 10,000 demons to the next side of you. And she went off into talking about, like, divination and, oh, this is why you should use, like, tarot cards and divination and all that stuff right there. Because God speaks to you, and the divination is for confirmation. Like, yes, this is from God, but that's literally how the devil be working at the same time. Like, the devil will send you signs. And the devil can tamper with tarot cards and the divination and the shells and whatever you use to divinate. Like, you gotta have the discernment, like, for real. You gotta know what you're looking at. You gotta know what to look for. You gotta know what to listen for. You gotta know what's right and wrong. Everything like that there. But what she was saying was, what I got from what she was saying was, it's always something. Like, remember earlier back to when I said, if you personify the thing that's troubling you, that's the spirit of the problem that you're fighting, and that's your fight. What I got from her video was, it's always something. Always, 100% of the time. 100% of the time. When you crying or when you, like, having a good time and basking in the moment, every time, like, at all times, it's something, at least one, that is watching you, listening to everything you have to say, listening to all your desires, listening to everything. And they'll listen for the purpose of throwing the monkey wrench into your plans. And just making things harder for you, testing you, this and that. And that's like a real thing. I was watching another video from another person, and he was telling like a real deep story, but he made it known that the devil, like, you can like call the devil this, that, and that, and this, but it's like plenty. You use your imagination and use whatever sense that you do have. Whatever it is, the devil in your life, like they call it. I ain't trying to call it the 1%, but the people that run the world, along with just anything that's all right now. Leave me alone. Let me digress. It just get back to like the little topic. I'm gonna insert this. The man that was telling the deep story, I'm gonna just input this detail. The devil has books thicker than this, full of details of each person's life. Their strengths, their weaknesses, their traumas, everything. Like a person's DNA, like all of their wildest thoughts, all of their connections, their plans. The devil take notes on you, and the devil has what you call like servants and like spirits. The devil got all type of people to stake you out and come back with a report. The devil got the rundown on everybody. So you gotta keep that in mind when your mind go wild. When you feel like you losing control of your mind, you gotta know you fighting and you losing a little bit right at the moment. But once you remember that, once you keep that in mind and you're aware of what's happening, you automatic get like this boost, like, oh yeah, nah, I'm not going for that. And you just gotta start from there. You have to work with what you have. Like, how I say it again, I live alone. It's plenty of people I talk to, they're like, man, you lucky. I ain't never felt lucky about living alone. But I can see, you gotta use your brain with things like this. I be focused on the things that I don't have, and that's why I'm upset about being alone. But that's an example. I'm not like serious. if that makes sense. I ain't like hurt about that. That's not what I'm actually hurt about. But that divination thing, when people just say stuff like that flat out online to the camera, where anybody like transmitting a message like that where anyone can receive it, I feel like that'd be irresponsible. Because, man, just how you see a whole bunch of tarot readers on the internet, everybody don't know what they doing. Like, most people don't know what they doing. I don't know about that, but I don't know about that stuff. Like, how you know if you're right? How you know if you're getting an actual proper confirmation with whatever you pulling? Then, like, you can't be so stuck to that. It is the vibe of, like, girls and guys that judge people off their astrology. Like, that's lame as Yo, it's just like, you ain't grown. Like, what? Yo, that tripped me up every time. Like, in astrology, the weed, like a numerology in astrology, in a tarot ad. Yeah. Like, shut up and get away from me. Feel me? But not like, how you not, like, science, yeah, it's good. It's like science, but you can't be so stuck down to science, because science can't even explain everything in the first place. So, why? But, like, like going to the beach and grabbing a bunch of shells and throwing them things like dice, or actually using dice to try and divinate, or actually trying to use tarot cards, or looking at plants, or the coffee bean thing that I done heard about. Like, quit all of that, because you don't know. Just actually live your life, and what to speak to you will speak to you. Like, I came across, and he was a beautiful person. I'm not gonna lie, he's a beautiful person, but he was one of them people who are head stuck into whatever numerology is, and it's like astrology. He into that, and that's just the way his mind is, like, set. His mind is set in that area. Like, I'm trying to explain to you, that's only one area. Like, you can't just dwell in that one space, because I'm not getting into that right now. But just knowing, like, that's his mode. He wasn't getting upset at me for not watching the news, but he was trying to tell me, like, you need to watch the news. And I'm trying to tell him, I do not need to watch the news. I don't know if we call it sensitive. I'm either a sensitive person or, dude, like, if I hear something on the news, I'm automatically, like, I feel how they feel. Whoever it just happened to, like, I'm mad, I'm sad, I want to do something about things, and knowing dealing with, like, how I'm gonna get all the way over there and do, like, what can I do? It be overloading me. I don't need to watch the news. And I told him, like, the news makes its way to me already. Like, this is a phone. I'ma just not hear things about the world. Like, enough news gets to me. So I don't need to go looking for things. Like, how y'all be saying, like, girls going in somebody's phone looking for something. I don't need to go looking for nothing that don't feed me well. But yes, what comes to me is gonna make its way to me. That's I don't know, for me right now, that's real divination, because just being receptive to what's being told to you, that's enough for me right now at this place in my life. Cause I was watching, like, going back to, like, feeling stuck in life, like, that real topic of feeling stuck in life. I've been trying to get out of that. Like, even when it comes to my lifestyle, but making a means to live. I'm trying to develop away from what I've been doing. Like, I just been working, like, regular jobs, and I find myself in places to where, like, management has standards that's lower than mine. And I'm not going to say that's fine, but it's inevitable for me to feel stuck and in suspension, or, like, oppressed, if I'm trying to go harder than my own management. If I'm trying to go harder than my own support, I need to move. But on the topic, and this is about to be the last thing I say. With the topic of feeling stuck, and then the video of that lady talking about, it's demons all around you, and the importance of getting confirmation of what, like, God tells you. I mean, you don't necessarily need confirmation. If you heard what he said, go with that. That's just my thought process. But to like lend some credibility to what she's saying, you keep living. I'm going about my day. So I'm on Adult Swim doing my hair, watching Rick and Morty. And it's this show, man. That Rick and Morty's great. But this episode that I was watching, it was the one about the hole. The fear hole, I want to call it. But, they always be going on adventures. But they run into this spot. Both of them, they adventurous. Know dang near everything about the universe. Not everything, but enough to travel the universe without, like, fears and things like that. And they ain't afraid of nothing. And the adventures be get boring because, like, I'm not a good storyteller. I'm just trying to, like, I know I'm not a good storyteller, but I'm going to keep telling this story to kind of bring it full circle. Keep in mind, I'm not a good storyteller, but you can go watch it on Adult Swim. It's like it's called like Fear of Holes, but they make it to the devil, like Satan, but it's not Satan. It's just like a mysterious evil man bringing them to Denny's, and at the Denny's there's the fear hole, and they go jump in the fear hole. Well, Morty go jump in the fear hole. And the thing about the fear hole, they say the fear hole, you jump in it, and in it, it will locate all of your deepest, wildest fears, like your biggest fears, and they'll have you face them. And if you face them and pass the situation, like you overcome or endure the situation, you won. Not won, but you made it through the fear hole. The thing was, nobody ever made it through the fear hole, because they say, like, once you make it through, you put your picture on the wall. And there wasn't nothing but 4 pictures on the wall. If you don't make it through the fear hole, you literally die. It's like dying in your dreams, but never mind. But Morty go jump in the fear hole. It was something, he made it through, he came out the hole. But that was just a play on his mind. He never actually came out the hole. Like, the fear developed into something else. And they came and made it out the hole. And then Rick came and joined them. And they was, facing this and facing that. And they came out the hole. It's like, well, are we really out the hole? Did we really face our fear? Like, then that's how it could turn into something else. When you really don't got that fear. So they come out the hole, they realize they might have missed something when they really didn't. But that, it's like a mind trick. It put them back in the hole, and it's torment. You come out the hole, you go right back in. You come out the hole, you living for like, you simulationally, if that's a word. You go on and live for a couple years, knowing that you've been out the hole for a couple years. And then it'd be that one moment, like, oh, man. And then you, like, kind of like how they depict depression. You slip right back in. And it's like, no way out. I mean, there is a way out. But that's exactly how fear works. And that was going on what I was saying earlier. Like, that fear being developed of losing these certain group of people, I ain't gonna say I didn't care about losing them, but I wasn't never afraid about losing them. But them visions, being unchecked and undealt with, grew into something that distracted me from what I could have been doing in this place alone. I got a whole spot. Bro, plenty of people have a whole, like, weight lifted off their chest. Dirt lifted off their car. Dirty air leave to their space. You know what I'm saying? Annoying people, dirty people, out of their spot. Like, plenty of people will be at relief, will be at ease to be in the position that I'm in. And I'm sitting here focused on something that's not here. So it's just a little mess. And this is really me talking to me, but I know I'm not the only person who has felt this way. I'm not the only person who is going through this. I'm not the only person who will feel this way or go through things like this. So whoever could, like, you know, take little things up out of this message, pick it apart. But it's like real. You have to deal with exactly what you have. Because if you're in a place that you don't want to be, all you have to do is take exactly what you have and put everything down on the line to walk, practice, develop away from what's undesirable towards whatever goal, whatever desire of your heart. It's very simple, but you have to, you gotta peel your own cap back and recognize everything that is around you. Like how the lady said, it could be 10 demons to this side and